A very good morning to everyone present here. I, Ujasvi Yadav, would likely warm welcome you all to this knowledge session on modern hiring challenges and the purple squirrel paradox, beginning at 11 a.m. So let's begin with the introduction. Hiring today isn't just about filling positions, it's about finding the right fit. But the challenge is companies are looking for what we call the purple squirrel. What is purple squirrel? It's a mythical, perfect candidate, someone with the exact skills, experience, attitude, culture fit, availability, and salary expectation. In reality, very few people check every box. Let's see its quick highlights, skill gaps, rules, and involving faster than candidates can keep up. Ghosting, candidates drop out mind process more than ever. Over filtering, automated tools miss great talent. Unrealistic expectation, waiting for a unicorn delay hiring and hurt teams. Lack of internal mobility, companies forget the upskill current employees. Let us know about SEMS Welfare Foundations. SEMS Welfare Foundation is a registered non-profit organization making a strong social impact through education, skills development, and entrepreneurship through a flagship initiative. Digmanch, we empowered over 6,000 individuals with join ready training in IT, finance, retail, and more. We also engaged in transformative projects like upskilling inmates in Haryana jails and helping over 1,500 individuals secure employment through partnership with banks. SAMS continues to inspire change, promote with youth development, and champion women leadership. Let's know about Digmunch. Digmunch is a future forward company focused on empowering business through technology and data, from IT and software to analysis, research, consultancy, and marketing. Digmunch delivers comprehensive business solution tailored to modern challenges. So today's our speaker is Suvarna ma'am. Suvarna ma'am is a natural goal-oriented, competitive, and dependable leader with 7 years of demonstrative experience in the fields of education, counseling, career guidance, capability assignment and development, leadership, mentoring, and special education counseling. She possess expectational skills in building motivation and managing efficient teams while a long-standing workplace. Her deep understanding of emotion wellness and leadership dynamics makes her unique. Now handing over to the speaker, Suvarna ma'am.
Thank you, Ajish. It was really good. Thank you.
Thank you.
So, hi guys. I'm Suvarna. As you guys already got to know about my introduction, so today I'm your speaker here, and I am expecting an interactive session today. It would be interactions, and I'm welcoming all the questions and doubts you guys have for 2025. Like people who are applying for jobs or looking for the opportunities. I mean, younger talent who are about to go into corporate world. Everyone are welcome with the questions. I'm happy to assist and answer all your questions. And only thing I expect from my audience is please be interactive because this session would have couple of few interactive questions as well, just to make us active. So I hope I'll have all your attention here. So let's start with the session. Hi guys, as we already know, The name of the session is like Modern Hiring Challenges and Purple Squirrel Paradox. So in this session, which I already mentioned, I would be taking you through what would be the hiring challenges and how 2025 has been a year for hiring, especially in the corporate world of freshers or mid-level professionals, or however it's actually going on. And also you will be understanding what are the tricks and traits that you can do in order to land up your dream career. So let's start with what is purple squirrel paradox. Like, it was completely a new scenario where when we started hiring, see, usually the companies expect us to get a right talent it with a minimal budget. It's very common, but purple squirrel is something you find it very rare, but we still chase to find it. If you can see, I have given you a real example of how it is, like, you're finding a squirrel in the forest, almost, which is impossible. Not every person can be jack of trades, and not everyone can fit into every square, but still we try to find it. And it would be kind of how, what do you say, it's a challenging part for any of the HRs that are outside. So what happens is, finding a candidate and making him into an ideal candidate is a different scenario, and finding a ideal candidate is a different scenario, because in the organization it involves cost, it involves time, and everything matters, and everything is efforts. That's where the purple squirrel paradox came into existence, where companies started expecting, rather than taking a fresher, let's take an example, rather than taking a fresher, directly go for a candidate who have all these skills, but get him for the low budget. That's what the challenges are happening. And I also know that outside, the candidates were also making themselves goal oriented, and also making themselves to be suit for fit for the role, but still cannot crack the certain jobs. In this session, we'll go through what's the reason that you may or may not get the ideal job that you're looking for, although you have all the skills. So what happens is, why is 2025 hiring is low? We heard a lot of words these days saying about recession. Yeah, so recession is not only in India, but it's happening around the world. There are, see, to happen a recession, there can be multiple reasons. Even so and so the reason, even the geopolitics can also be a reason. And we also know how the international countries are having a lot of impact on, let's talk about only India, on the Indian employees, or Indian employment. Even that can be a major factor. So what's happening is, you see in LinkedIn, like we usually see in LinkedIn, like we have lot of jobs sitting in the search, and there are a lot of jobs more than 3 months, 2 months, still awaiting for the right candidate. There are such. So why do you think such jobs are not getting closed or something? Because although we have n number of applicants coming in, the major skill set that we are looking were not into the particular candidate. Let's take the example what we usually do when we try to apply for opportunities or any jobs. We usually make people do this. They actually tailor their resume according to the job description just to fit in. But there are only few major skills where we only look for. Such skills are mandatory and other skills are only optional. But what candidates do, they don't tend to focus on such skills, and they randomly apply for jobs. So guys, remember, there is one such thing where you guys may continuously apply for a single company or your dream company, and still you cannot get a reply from them. There are few reasons. One is, you maybe it's a cooling period. Let's say there are few companies where once you apply for such company, and if your application is not selected, there would be some cooling period of 1 to 6 months. It depends on the organization. Although if you apply before the cooling period is something, but by the time you apply the a particular job, and from that time to, at least take a company called XYZ, where it has a cooling period of 2 months. You applied today, and again you started applying next week, but still no. What happens is, your application will not go, because the company cooling period is 2 months. Unless until the 2 months is done, your application will not go further. After the cooling period, you start applying. I'm not saying that this is applicable for all the companies, but major top companies have this cooling period policy, because they cannot go through a single profile all the time. So what they do, they keep a cooling period. After that particular month, you again start applying, and then your application will go as again fresher, because the database always, they'll just refresh their database. That can be one of the reason, because I hear people saying, when I do mentoring sessions, I do career counseling sessions, they say, ma'am, we apply for so and so company and we are not getting back. All my skill sets and everyone is a match. I tailored my resume, but what's the reason? Cooling period may be one of the reasons. So when you are targeting for any particular company and you want that particular job role, please make yourself to fit at once, or else wait for certain cooling period. And also, I do agree that tailoring your resume according to your job post is it's perfect, but please don't make 100% fit. Let's say if your JD has 10 skills, please don't make them 10 skills to put in your resume, which can be easily identified that your resume is tailored. And none of them in the ATS will give, take the candidate who has 100% score. No, they will give a certain score, a certain skills. Take the candidate who have these skills. Only that would be passing the ATS. So please don't make such things. And I'll also tell you how you can modify your resume in the end of the session as well. And if you see that, as we say, when we as a recruiters, when we are working, so according to 2025 stats, 58% of the recruiters, we do say that unicorn resumes are resumes which are actually a good tailored resume, which is a correct fit resume. Getting such resume will take more than 8 to 12 weeks of time. So that's how it's like, we are finding a, we have candidates, but having a correct candidate in 2025 is a challenge. And in this AI generation, we had a lot of challenges in understanding the candidate as well, because we have a lot of opportunities to make yourself fit and sit in the job, but when we come and give you the work, that's when again the challenges are facing, and that's when we realize that the candidate is not ideal. So I could request you, apply for the opportunities where you feel that you are correct fit. Don't try randomly applying. Even LinkedIn algorithm and Naukri algorithm also differs for the candidates who apply multiple jobs. That will also be discussed in the next slides. So what happens when you have a skill gap between your dream resume? See what the now all the departments are, all the hirings are depends on the analytics, and this is an AI version. Every department in the organization is with AI. It's total artificial intelligence. Even ATS is an AI. So we have lot of demanding roles. There is not only in India but abroad opportunities. The people who strive to go for international level, we do have opportunities open, but we don't have a correct skill set that are fitting the resume. Because these days, what happens, a fresher coming out of the college, he only thinks about applying jobs randomly than focusing and sitting. And I do understand we do have some commitments, personal commitments, professional commitments. Just to click that one job post, we just go for the LinkedIn or just any job site. But we don't usually. How many of you think that you usually go and just check randomly and just apply for the job, and who just go and check the entire job description and think, yes, it fits my role, it doesn't fit my role? I don't think so. Most of us do that. Even me in my initial stages of career, I did that. So understanding the process and understanding everything is really important. Not only just your resume, understanding the timelines, algorithms, everything is also a huge important matter these days. Okay. And people usually also think, see, we always have a chance of hiring a candidate and training them as per our company policies. But what we usually get as an HRs, we usually first prefer for the candidates who have all the skills. We go in this way. We'll check if the candidate is matching the skill sets. If we still think that a certain time, we'll have a time limit to just to hire one position, and we think if this we are not getting a candidate who are matching the skill, then we'll have a chance of taking a candidate and training them. So first make yourself ready to fit for the perfect credentials or fit for the perfect job role that you're applying for. And this is one of the question for the audience. So what do you think would be the biggest challenges that you like, not only HRs, like we face today in hiring process? Can anyone answer in the chat session? I am checking the chat. Can anyone answer? So can be too many qualified applicants, or what do you think? We're not keeping the interviews up to the mark, and attracting and retaining the right talent, or automating payroll manually. What would be the biggest challenge you guys think? Okay, matching skill sets. Okay, and what else? What else you guys think would be the biggest hiring challenge these days? But matching skill set is not there in the options. Can you just let me know what would be the under this in 2025? Okay, I'll just reveal the answer. So it's attracting and retaining the right talent. Everything is fine, but attracting and retaining the right talent is a biggest challenge. Attracting is first thing, and retaining the right talent is a bigger thing. Retaining employees these days and understanding human mind is really difficult, guys. That's a true scenario. And see, we have this. Have you guys know about STEM, right? So, anyone know about what is STEM? STEM. If anyone knows, just mention it in the comment chat section. So STEM jobs are nothing but jobs which you get for technology. For just take it as an IT jobs or technological jobs. So these STEM jobs have, what do you say? We have an opportunities open. And recently we had this discussion from IITs and IIMs stating that mostly IITs people saying that please don't generally go and join in just an engineering course. We need candidates for chemical engineering, we need candidates for mechanical engineering, we are looking for such roles. We have candidates for IT and other departments, but such niche markets are getting rare. So please try to join for that. This was the words from the IT, which we recently got this news a couple of days back, I believe. If you guys are following Instagram regularly, sorry, Instagram and LinkedIn as well, you will get to know that. So we have a job rise, but why recession happens? Because employees are not up to the mark and companies are not able to take the employees who have just a random resume. They want major skill sets as well. And urm roles are nothing but like management roles, you can take it that way, where we have management roles, can be into HR, can be into sales, marketing, any other departments. We have such people who are coming without any right talent, because see, if you are not fitting into IT, you just randomly think, let me go for marketing, because finance needs some statistical analysis. People usually don't focus on finance, and finance department has its own set of rules and regulations. But random management roles like customer service or HR, marketing, you randomly go and you just randomly say, I'll just go and apply if I'm not getting this job, and after some time let me learn something and switch to IT. I heard most of the people saying this in my sessions as well. So see, even that roles need few skill sets. It's not like a random skill that you actually go and apply. That's where the employment gap happens, because people don't actually come with a loyalty for such roles. They just randomly come just to make themselves upskill with the new skill they want to learn. It's a kind of strategy that employees follows, but we never know that when we give an opportunity. And again, we get up hiring another set of candidates because they resign after some time. They try applying from the backgrounds. So what I could suggest you guys as a HR, if you really want to upskill yourself, you can upskill while you're in your current job. But just because you want it to be in some random job or something, just don't go and directly apply for that, because it affects your credentials as well. And sometimes what people do, they remove such opportunities, and it would show as a career gap. Or if you add that and if you suddenly shift to IT, you may face a question or backlash from the other department. So I could suggest you can upskill yourself when you are in your correct domain that you are looking for, just to make yourself into the market of current trends. That's it. And also after COVID-19, we also know that how market got changed because of hybrid working, and most of the people are expecting that, and also most of the MNCs are asking their employees to come back. Recently, I guess I saw this news today morning, I believe. So JP Morgan, it's asking its employees to come back, and they started having this, what do you say, when you log in you'll have an attendance, right? They started their attendance with the face recognition, just to make their employees back. So I mean, candidates are smart, corporates are becoming even smart, and they also issue people who are not ready to come to the office can be laid off. It's that simple for them, but it's not easy for us because we have our own set of life and commitments to follow. So, what I could suggest I do agree, remote and hybrid opportunities are available outside, but just for that reason, don't reject any opportunity if it fits your basket and everything is fine. Just for the remote and hybrid, please don't do that, because as we already know, having a good job is really difficult these days, which you can actually enjoy. And one of the reason of the hiring challenges is it incurs cost. See, we actually, when we are hiring, I have given you the statistics here as well. When you are going for any mid-level vacancy jobs, that means candidates who have 7+ years of experience, such level of 10+ years of experience, we, even every hour we spend is a cost. We don't see, we usually have this misconception about HRs, they just randomly call you, and they just take your introduction and they never come back to you again. But still, it costs us. Even a empty seat in a company also costs, because we pay for the seat. Even that costs. Even we want a candidates who actually, we want to close the job as soon as possible, and we don't want to keep it into a position where to keep it for the long time. We do want it. It actually costs us not only just because money, but also our time. And most of the vacancies, based on the projects, are also being delayed, because we, when we take any project from the client, we actually hire candidates for such particular project. You heard contractual projects and contractual jobs. It's not mostly in India we do contractual jobs, but in abroad opportunities, if you go for international, most of their jobs are contractual based jobs. They get extended. They're called extensions there. So what happens in India also, we take a project and we hire for that particular project. But if we don't have a correct fit, the project would be delayed, which would be a backlash from the client, and it also costs the company. So these are also taking a lot of time for us and also a lot of money. So since you guys heard all this, skills are really important. So what do you think would be the most important soft skill for the employees across industries? It's also not only technical skills like DevOps, etc., etc. Even soft skills also matters the most. You are dealing with international clients. You need a skill to communicate. If they give you something KT, you should able to understand that KT. Even we do check for the soft skills. Like, most of the people actually don't focus on soft skills, but that is really important just to make yourself to be presentable. So what do you think is the best? Yes, I have few questions in the group, sorry, in the chat. Like, STEM correct, science and technology, engineering and mathematics correct, Shiny Kumar. And Vivek, in abroad universities have some STEM courses. Yes, in abroad universities you do have STEM courses you can select for, but you have few criterias and eligibilities to apply for such STEM courses. And I heard recently that even Paris and Italy, such countries are also opening their doors for Indians for the STEM courses as well. Since it's a new opportunities, maybe you can apply for such countries, and it's easy. I mean, it's not easy, but it would be kind of a pathway where you can get a more opportunity. So slight percent of difference would be there than applying for other countries, because the recent country attracts more talent. So, what do you think is the important soft skill? It's empathy and communication. Because, see, maybe you may think, why empathy? Communication is common, because communication is the major skill I could see in everyone's resume, and it's a common thing. But why empathy? People usually misunderstand empathy is something related to emotional state. No, it's a wrong statement, because empathy is something you understand standing in the shoes of the others. It's not like be empathetical is something that you should understand. It's not always emotional, or it's not always being understanding two personal things about someone. No. Empathy is something to try to understand and to figure out what can be done. If there is a scenario and situation you have been given, you should be in so presence of mind to understand and what can be done. That's what how fast the mind should work. That's what empathy and communication is the most valued soft skill in the industries right now. So, since you have seen that how the challenges are happening, so what can make yourself to stand out in what do you say? What make yourself stand out in the entire crowd of candidates is for the IT, any of the IT or non-IT. For the freshers, we see their projects, and I have seen a lot of candidates adding the projects so randomly, just has a mentioning projects in their resume. See, guys, me as a resume writer, what I understand when I talk to my clients or for the candidates, when I ask, do you have any projects in your college? In a very rare scenarios, they say, yeah, I do, and they'll just give me the output. And some candidates say, yeah, I did a project, but has a, what do you say? Yeah, we do have in college, we do have in the final year, we have our projects, everything. They just randomly mention. Please don't do that. Mention about your project, and please mention your outcome of your project as well. We expect you to give what is the outcome and what did you actually work on that project. It's not like you randomly did a project. Because see, it's not an employment that we do background research, that he or she did a current project. We can't do that for the projects, right? We can only just see what you have mentioned in your resume or what you are giving it in the interview. So always be prepared for that. So share your project proofs like GitHub, slides, blog posts. Just mention them. At least give them a hyperlink. We'll just go to that and click on that, and we'll understand, okay, he or she has actually did this. We want the proof of the project, and that's make you stand out in front of all the candidates. It's one of the major thing. And also, you current we I see a lot of what is the sessions happening on AIs or else blockchains, anything. It's not only for the IT, even for non-IT also you have different like project management. You have these days even data science and data analytics for the freshers are also going good. And I also face these questions mostly. People saying online, they usually think that I want to become a data analyst. I do agree. Future is in the AI, machine learning, data analytics and everything. Even in what do you say? Most of the some related to tech. I do agree, but the point here is, and the I see when they say that in the sessions also, people from non-IT they can easily change it to IT. Yeah, we can see human can think anything and can make it anything possible. That I do agree. But the point here is when you say that you want to be a data analyst or you want to do something, as a freshers, that's completely fine. Just go for it, get it, and do it. Completely fine. But people who are in the mid level and who are okay to shift their career, make yourself your prepare your brain saying that when you are shifting to any new domain other than your current domain, always consider yourself as a fresher. You consider yourself as a fresher, because and don't expect that companies treat you so fancy, the same like how you would be treated in your first job. No, you cannot be treated like that. You would be treated as someone who would be trained. And also, I expect people saying that when someone comes for the career counseling or someone they want, I hope these days I'm hearing this a lot. Like I want to shift my career into data science, data analytics. I did a course. I'm in the process of course. Mostly freshers, it's completely fine. I guide them, I tell them this and this. That's completely fine, because freshers are freshers in any field. So they have ample amount of time in their hands. They can learn and they can start from the scratch. But when a mid-level professional wants to shift and he has a personal commitment and he cannot compromise in his salary, he cannot compromise on his time, but still they want to shift, they can still do that. But don't expect a fancy salary. First thing I hear is, I want to change, but a person who has a 7+ years and 9+ years of experience getting some 15 to 16 LPA, he wants to shift to data analytics and still expect the same level of salary range that he's getting for. See, if you're getting such salary range with your previous experience, something you have related, and you have something related to data analytics or something, that's completely fine. But people who are into marketing or sales, let's take and move to data analytics, you learned a course, you have made some projects and everything is perfect fine. And when companies come and they offer you a lower salary than your current CTC, they easily reject that, and they come and say, I have rejected this opportunity because they're not paying me to at least to my previous salary. Guys, how can you expect that? See, for them you are a fresher. For them you are not a 10+ years candidate in data analytics. Probably you may show yourself as 3 years, 4 years, and they would be paid for that role. They in India will not get paid. When you're interviewing for that, you will not get paid for your age. You will be paid for your experience. That's a common statement we say in the corporate. So you, at least you should compromise in your salary or you should compromise in your skills. And what I suggest, I don't usually suggest for, you know, like 15-20 years of experience candidates, but people who are in the early stages of their career, like 3 years, 4 years. For such candidates, when they shift their career domain, I say that just go for it. Maybe you're getting some 7 8 LPA and the company is paying for 5 5.5 or 6. Okay, compromise for 2 lakhs, that's completely fine. Work for few years, like work for some time, gain knowledge, because they are ready to accept you. And market these days for data, for any such analytics or AI courses, there are people who are actually applying for, and companies are taking very few candidates they are taking for. If you are getting an opportunity, just go for it and learn, get skills from the organization, prepare yourself, upskill yourself, and then make yourself market ready, and then start applying and target for your your targeted salary or CTC. You may get it, but just because of that one particular reason, if you stop today at the 4 years or 3 years of experience and you still continue for this too, maybe you may miss something bigger in the future. So that's what I usually say. And what can be your action plan to change the hiring game? Which I already mentioned. Have some links, like show your projects and everything. And also, I see people who are having the career gaps coming to me to just to fit in and say that what can I do? I am not planning to work for some time. I always suggest that please don't sit idle. Start doing some courses. Start doing some projects, freelancing. Do something. Don't make yourself career gap. See, we usually say that, you know, companies don't hire candidates who have career gaps. Not really. Yeah, it used to be a scenario a few years back. Now market is ready to take a candidate who has a career gap, but in the career gap, he or she should do something. He should not be idle. He or she should do some courses, or, you know, something he wants to upskill himself. That also don't show gap, because AI will not show you as a gap. I mean, the ATS, it shows that you worked on something, because you mentioned year in your profile and everything. It will not show you as a career gap. If any one of you have that or about to have, start preparing for some courses. We have a lot of courses like Coursera, Ellison, which are free courses. You have monthly, you have hourly courses also. Just make yourself prepare for that. Go for some free courses, or if there is some very minimal charges just for that, you can do that if you're fine and comfortable with it. So please don't make yourself sit idle if you're happy to take any career break or something. And also networking, guys, which I already mentioned you earlier in the initial stages of the session, in LinkedIn or anything. See, LinkedIn is a platform for networking, and a really good platform for networking. I do agree sometimes we may not get the responses from the people we actually send the message or something, but keep networking. In this today's scenario, networking and referrals works way far better than direct hirings. Referral actually works. I have studied something on LinkedIn where where a person have posted about his referral journey. I guess she has applied for an opportunity a few months back, where when she initially applied for the job in hiring, while she directly applied through a job portal, she did not receive any call and the profile got rejected. Then she started connecting with the employees in the LinkedIn and she went through a referral. The same profile, nothing changed, no resume changed, nothing added, anything. The same profile, she again applied through referral, and guess what? She got an opportunity and she joined the organization as well. That's how referrals are working these days. So please make yourself networking and please maintain the connections. And I do agree it is difficult. How can you text someone daily? I'm not asking you to text someone daily. Just build a casual conversation when you feel that, you know, let's say your dream company is EY, just connect with the employees of EY, not only HRs. Try to comply with the employees of the EY. And if you really get someone who is actually in your profile, a full stack developer of EY, let's take, and you also wants to be in the same domain, just connect to them, just have a random chat, what's happening in the market, how the organization, just chat them some or the other time, not every day hi good morning. I'm not asking you to be that not everyone are ready to give the reply all the time. Just keep them in connection, and once you find some particular job post related to UI, related to full stack, just share them the profile and say, I'm actually looking for this opportunity, can you please refer? he or she may not do it from her end. She can actually help you from inside the organization. We never know. Referrals are working, guys. Please do connect with your LinkedIn networks. And also, as I mentioned regarding LinkedIn algorithm, if the person applies for every random job post randomly on LinkedIn, LinkedIn will not suggest your profile. That's a what LinkedIn shows. You are randomly applying for any job post, and the algorithm will get confused. It get messed up, and it's a he's applying for customer support, he's applying for IT, he's applying for marketing, everything. So what's actually this person's profile is? It gets confused and it stops suggesting. So I always suggest that only target for your particular profile that you are looking for. Let's say if easy example, let's say if you are a full stack. See, you have always have a diversity of applying for one domain also. If you are a full stack, you can apply for backend, front end, full stack, and if you have any particular skills, you can apply for such job profiles. But if you are a full stack and all your profile is into full stack, since you don't have any opportunity and you want something randomly, just go and go don't go directly and apply for data analytics. And if you don't have any other skills, obviously your profile will get rejected. Again, it goes into cooling period if the company has it. Again, if you want to apply for such company, it's the same full stack. Maybe you have applied for Accenture for the data analytics, but again after 2 3 weeks you got full stack. If you apply, the company will not take because your profile is already in the data analytics and it rejects. I'm not telling about Accenture company, I'm just giving you the example. It rejects because you applied for this and that. Even the recruiter would confused and you are not confident enough and you just directly apply because they don't think about your personal problems because they never know that. If everyone had the opportunity to listen and think about your personal problems, all the jobs would have been filled by now because people are empathetic. But we don't do that because you sit other side of the globe and some people may sit on the other side of the globe. We never know. So that's what I suggest all my clients, not to apply every job you see on the job posting just because you any one skill set is matching, just because the entire job posting has a DevOps in one particular line. You just go directly apply for DevOps. DevOps is just a preferred skill, but it may not be a mandatory skill. Then your profile will obviously get rejected because it's not a preferred. Your skill, your resume has other different skills, so don't directly go and apply for the random jobs. Okay. And this is the most common mistakes that candidates do during interviews. So what do you think it would be? So what do you think, guys, would the most common mistake that candidates do during the interviews? So what do you think? Asking for the salary details, not researching the company, not bringing a resume, and wearing informal attire. What do you think? So the answer is not researching about the company. Most people do this mistake. And this is where I already told you now, applying for the jobs when you do it casually and what do you say? Just not to read about, we never know. We'll get a call from so and so company. And sometimes we don't even remember that we applied for such company. It happens. And that's very common. You don't need to get worried on that. But once they say that, we are calling from XYZ company and we want to push you for the other round, or are you comfortable talking so and so, none of the recruiters or none of the interviews in the first round of telephonic will ask about their company. It may happen after the initial round, probably from the any time after the first round it may happen, but always research about the company. I'll give you an example where I heard one of my mentor. He shared his job. He shared his professional journey. That time he mentioned when he applied for some pharmaceutical company, he wants that opportunity. So what he did, he did not prepare about the company. Also, what he did, he just randomly asked everyone what are the drawbacks of that products or something. He went to local medical shops and asked about such company. What do you think is the issue with this particular company? How are the sales going? He had a random research from few medical shops, and what happened in the interview, he gave them what is his outcomes and findings. And I felt the way he approached the organization in such way. When he shared me this journey, I felt it is so interesting because who will think, when you're applying for such company, you want to understand their drawbacks and tell to the company, and you end up getting a job. We don't know that we can think that way, but that seems very interesting to me when he or she shares. And till today, when any of my clients applying for few, I'm not talking about IT or any other, but even in any domain we can do that. When someone says that, I always give them this suggestion: research about the company, and also if you feel that there is any feedback for the organization and you feel like you want to share something about their company, just give that randomly, because that makes the company to understand that first you research about the company, second thing you're interested to join the organization. That's the reason you have actually understood the flaws of the organization. Some people do, they just go to the website and some sections of the websites may not open. Even I did that. I said, see this, I found few mistakes in, not mistakes, I can say, I cannot directly say them, but still I see there are few drawbacks of so and so on your website. They were like, yeah, thanks for sharing. They actually made a note of that. So I'm not telling for every company you should do that. This is something, a unique way you can approach to the organizations. I just feel like sharing this story. So, what are your action plans for mid-level professionals? Because since you are already in the job market, already in the corporate world, so always upskill yourself. Don't just randomly sit back. If you sit back, the market behind you will come and cross you, and you will always fall back. So always keep yourself upskilling in any domain you have. It's upskilling is not only for technological domain; it's for every management or any service, any administrative domain. Everything has a particular upskilling, and please make yourself upskill in the market to be in the market. And also show adaptability, which means that you should always be the first person to learn if anything comes and should not be hesitant to change. Next is mentor, so which is like always you need to share your skills, or always you should have the discussion of what's happening around, and you need to share between them, because you're already in the industry and already in the corporates, you have a lot of colleagues around. Learn from them, just get things from them, get insights from them. That's way better. And if you feel this actually works, just go for it. It's really important. And also audit your resume. I see most of, there are a few clients where who have asked me to update, I mean, not update, draft their resume, which was drafted 5 years back, 6 years back, old resumes, and they have already shifted another new job, and in that job there will be from 4 to 5 years. They don't upskill their resume, and when I ask them, we sit for hours to have a discussion, and then he goes back to his first year of his joining his latest job and what is the project he did. Sometimes he or she may miss few points. Always just randomly write on your resume. You don't need to just format it, do something. Later you can do that when you go for job search, but always just make your resume always up to the mark, up to date. Please maintain your audit and do your resume as perfect as possible, because resume is your front face of yourself in the market. It's the first tool that you launch into the market, that I am here, I am one of the person who wants to be in this opportunity. So that's always way more important. After your resume is shortlisted, that's your part of the stage to perform. But when you want to get onto the stage, your resume is your footstep to just to go. That's really important. The same thing applies for all the professional levels. And also, this is a job seekers toolkit, how you can make yourself stand it, which I already mentioned. Make your resume sharp. And sometimes, as I already mentioned, you can tailor your resume, you can change your resume as per the job descriptions. But always important, that should match your current skill set. If you don't have that skill set and you apply for that opportunity, either your resume may get rejected, or else if it get picked, you will be caught in the interview. Please don't make such mistakes. Always apply for the opportunities where you're keen confident on your skill sets. And your resume, since it's 2025, resume should be ATS friendly, because most of the organizations started implementing ATS. Previously, it used to be only a big organizations. Now, because we have even HRIS became so available in the market, there are a lot of companies who are offering AIS for the minimal process of work. So all the organizations can simply adopt ATS. Now it's been simple. Previously, it used to be very rare in the market. Now every organization, startups, everyone started implementing HRIS tools, and every resume we shared would go into such tool, and everything would be filtered, and then only it comes into our hand, and then a call gets to you. So always make yourself resume ready, and always prepare for the Q&As and questions, like common questions what can be asked. I know if your profile is, if you are a mid-level profile, or if you're a fresher, just as I already mentioned earlier, based on your LinkedIn profile, when you make a network connection, even in interviews, they'll help. They'll tell you what can be asked and what they have faced and what's the current market. If you're not up to the mark in the current, you don't have the knowledge, just talk to a networking people, like talk to your connection on LinkedIn, because that time you made a connection with him. Now he'll help you to tell you. You just go and say, hi Raj, I got an interview call, and my interview got scheduled after 2 days. Can you tell me what can be asked? What's the current trend in your job right now? Then he or she will give you at least 3 or 4 tips. Based on that, you research about that, and you just answer it in the interview. That would be really great. We would be very happy and impressive such candidates we could see them. And I already mentioned, please showcase your skill sets, and as a proof, I already told you to do that. And also always keep yourself upskill, and networking activity is really important, and also be flexible, which we already discussed, where hybrid and remote opportunities are also there. But also if you feel like, you can work in office and it's completely fine with you, just because of that particular reason, don't reject any opportunities. Because people may say to me, why you're saying like that? Getting like Going to office is a common thing when you get a job. There are candidates, freshers or career gap people who just randomly rejected opportunities just because it's not a remote. I have seen such candidates. I have spoken to them. There are such candidates. That's why I could say that if you have any, or else if you really think that you want a job which can be only remote or it should be only hybrid, when the interview give your first call saying that it's a full-time office, then in there itself you reject that, because it fits your main criteria. Because even you going for the multiple rounds, let me think later. If you are fine, then go. But after coming for the final round, they say, no, I want only remote, then only I can join. The time we invested in your interview and everything, you may steal out the job of the other candidate as well. Even he or she may also be in the similar situation as you. Since you have a bigger skill set, we have approached you. And if you reject in the last stage of your interview, the other candidate whom we think was not up to the mark, he may get that opportunity, he may get upskilled. So always don't try to just reject just because there is a one or two major things that was not satisfying. And if you think it's a major criteria for you, that's completely fine, because it's your opinions and we respect that. But if you think that you can manageable, please go for it. Make your career graph, you can change it all the time. And this is the final tips and takeaways, guys. So always, what do you say? Stop chasing perfection, which I already mentioned. 100% skill sets. No, basic mandatory skill sets are completely fine to land you for an opportunity for these hiring days. And always make yourself learn fast. Use LinkedIn's and other referral markets. And I also see candidates who actually go and apply for abroad and international opportunities as well. We just see in India we have Indeed, LinkedIn. Such job posts are such what do you say, job profiles. You can apply for the international markets also from LinkedIn, Indeed, etc. But only these two are not the major criteria to apply. You need to apply for the job sets you have in that particular country. Let's say you're applying for Germany, you have Zing, ZINZ. There is one particular job site for Germany. But the point is, you should also understand few countries have their language restrictions also. In Germany, the job post would be in German, and their preference would be people who knows German. Their major first preference would. You can apply for English speaking countries, but go and apply what is the major job sites in their particular country and create a profile and apply in that. Just don't only say, if you are very interested and keen to do that, you can not only LinkedIn and Indeed from India, because Indeed also you have an option to change the countries, like Indeed in India it's IN, Indeed US, Malaysia it is MY. You have a different LinkedIn. You can always change that in the settings section, I believe. You can LinkedIn also you can actually do that in the search bar. Even you have a LinkedIn search strategies how you can do that and everything. If you're applying for other countries, go to their job markets and apply from their job sites. It helps you land a job even bit better and very easy to understand what opportunities are. And don't apply for the opportunities if you want a sponsorship or something. Don't apply for the opportunities which says strictly Australians or strictly people who are residing in Philippines, etc., etc. Don't apply for such opportunities because anyways they'll not take you, and your profile would sit in their database of no use. So there are such strategies, and even here also your networking would be really important. People who are already been into such markets, connect with them and ask them how you can do that. What are the strategies they actually follow to get that particular opportunity, and make yourself that ready. So that's how we actually apply for international opportunities. And if it's in India, and we already know now LinkedIn and Indeed, Monster. There are a lot of job sites, but when you are applying, there are few strategies where you can follow. The first thing is, we usually say this: Tuesday is the most productive day of entire corporate world. It's usually we say that. So you don't. I usually say this: don't apply on Friday evenings or anything, because your profile will sit in the. I don't say that it will not be visible, but your profile may sit in the last, because Friday is the day where it's a weekend, right? Don't try to apply on Monday morning, so something like that. That would be the best. What do you say? Best times to apply. And also when you are updating on Naukri, LinkedIn, or Indeed, always be active on the job sites. Naukri has this: when you are active on your profile, there are high chances that recruiters may see your profile. So I always suggest all my clients as well. See, what is like be active on Naukri is just like go scroll every opportunity. Just go to the job. Just go to the application. Check what's happening. Check what are your job postings are available. Just go to the JD. Update your profile. Make yourself active. Show yourself as active. That is far enough. Even in LinkedIn also, go apply for job. You can apply for jobs, post something related to your domain, have a job post, sorry, not job post, random post, and also comment, and go follow few groups of the domain that you're looking for. Be active. So you being active all the time will always have a ease of showing your profile. That also you can keep yourself up to the market standards. Also make yourself prepared well before you go in for the interviews, and also stay flexible. So these are the final tips and takeaways, guys. As I already mentioned, purple squirrel, don't just focus on that. You are not a purple squirrel, you are a phoenix. So you can actually go high above the clouds, and also keep evolving and fly above hiring myths. There are a lot of hiring myths that are happening even in LinkedIn. I see these days, having a hiring myths like, why HRs do this, why HRs do that. There could always be a reason why we don't do such things, because it's not always on the HRs. It's about few company policies also we need to follow. That would be the one of the major reason that we don't do that. So just go about the hiring myths and follow your passion that you're looking for, and surely one day you may get your dream life that you're dreaming for. So that's it for today, guys. So you're welcome for questions, and this is Suvarna. Thank you for having a great session with me. You can always follow me on LinkedIn, and I also have a service page where I do resume writings, reviews, career counselings, interview preparations, and etc. All HR consultants, everything. So you can always connect me on LinkedIn and keep me in touch and connecting with. Any questions? Welcome.
On the behalf
Sorry.
On the behalf of organization committee, I would like to sincerely thank Swarna ma'am, our brilliant speaker for today's session on mission on modern hiring challenges and purple squirrel paradox. Her ability to present a deeply emotional topic with clarity and compassion left us all enriched and respected. So now we move on to Q&A sessions. Do anybody have any questions?
I see Sunny Kumar. Leadership quality is also a required soft skill. Yes, leadership quality is also a required soft skill. So it's what do you say? I don't say it's not. But maybe in the question what I have mentioned, it was not mentioned. But still, yeah, leadership quality is also one of the important soft skill. And Fazan not able to express well. Okay, presenting yourself See, that's where the actually candidates may mess up, because some people will have these tendency of getting tense during the interviews. Still, even I do that. But you making yourself confident in front of the interview is a particular skill that you need to practice upon. A common what do you say? Common tip I can share you is, just stand in front of the mirror and just practice yourself. That's a common thing. Like most of them suggest, and even I do suggest, just stand in front of a mirror and just prepare yourself. And for each and every question, see, people usually tend to get tensed about your tell me about yourself also. Even that tell me about yourself has what do you say, a strategy how you can frame that. We have this as there's one strategy, we say that it's like tree to goat strategy. When you are answering any question, please don't do this for everything, but just to make yourself comfortable, I'm saying this. When someone asks you a question, if you are not aware of they asked you to explain about tree, you just know only 2 3 points about the tree, but a confident point about the goat. Just talk about the goat and tie the goat to the tree. My mentor used to say this when I was a student. He or she actually, it helped me a lot of people when I mentor them. So just talk about tree and take them slightly to the goat and tie the goat to the tree. That's simple. This is not for every scenario. When you feel that you are less confident of some of the other question, you can use this strategy. And also, when you tell me about yourself, you can talk about first thing, like how personal. First thing about yourself in the sense your current job role. If you're a mid-level senior, if you are what do you say, if you're a fresher, about your current education or something, always mention about your what do you say, strengths and your future goals. Like, what's your future goal of first 5 years or 10 years? Always mention that, because we always look for the candidate who has a foresight in his future, but not, don't talk about your hobbies, random interest and anything, because that's not what we actually look for. Your professional experience and your strengths and your like future goals, that's the major important. You have a formal strategy for that as well. If you feel like you want to learn more, you can just connect to your LinkedIn as well. How do you unrealistic job description affects both recruiters and job seekers in today's market? Yes, so I do agree. Unrealistic job market is one of the concept of purple squirrel paradox as well. So, how you can say this is affecting both recruiters and job seekers. Recruiters, I don't think so much be affected, but job seekers may affect, because sometimes the job posting may be very unrealistic, that they are looking for the marketing experience, but they want candidates, like they're looking for the experience of 10 years and his age should be 23. There is such a scenario like that. It's unrealistic, but what we actually expect is the age which we mentioned is not the major criteria, and the job experience. You see, like, we need candidate looking for 10 plus years, but reality, we are looking for the candidates who are actually having 12 plus years or 9 plus years are also fine. It's not like you should stick to 10 years. Sometimes 9 years also we accept. Sometimes 8, not below 8, but sometimes 8 to 12 or 8 to 13 we accept. It's not like you should be on to the point. That's why I also mentioned in the session, please don't make yourself 100% perfect fit for the job post. At least some 70 to 80% match also, it's okay to apply. Okay. Oh, interactive session. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Informative session.
Ma'am,
Thank you. Yes.
ma'am, you talk about Coursera certificates. Ma'am, what
Yes.
I feel that, ma'am, is these certificates add values in our resume because these certificates are readily available each and everywhere. People that just do the certificate without any have a knowledge. Does this
Yes.
certificate going to add values in our resume, or does the recruiter have have that importance to that certificates, give that much importance to that certificates in the resume?
Oh, see, when we talk about certifications, I do agree. Few people randomly do just to fill their resume, and there are few people who actually work on that particular course that they're working for, and they do that. We see, that's what I mentioned. If you are talking about some projects or something, you did some course, and that's why we always ask you for the proof. I don't know if you had this question when you see your resume, you say, okay, you did course on artificial intelligence and machine learning. Okay, so tell me, that's when we'll get to know. See, you randomly just post a course, did a course from AML and artificial intelligence. It's done. When we ask you the question, if you are not able to answer, that means it's a random certificate which cannot be considered. We'll mention knowledge on AI and ML is minimal. We just mention it on profile. But there are few people who have a knowledge and they do it course just because to show that they did it, so that they will few people do courses to just to get questions, so that we'll understand you have a knowledge. When we ask such question, he or she will actually answer. So adding courses is something to show that you have that skill, and we ask you the question, you should answer. That's what the reason of course. If you apply, if you just add it randomly, you will be get caught anyways in the interview. So that's how the courses are actually, it actually makes a point, like we do see courses that you work. Yes,
Thank you,
that's
ma'am.
also an important strategy.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Any other questions, guys?
So let's mark this meaningful session with a quick picture. Everyone, please turn on their camera and say cheese.
I guess I have stopped my screen sharing, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Uh, so, Mahi, can I post my LinkedIn profile in the chat section? If they want to connect, they can.
Yes, ma'am, you can.
Okay.
Okay. Kindly fill out the feedbacks form shared in the chat box. We love to hear your thoughts and
Uh,
improve your future experience. Please complete it within 5 to 6 hours.
okay, there is some question as well. How does ever evolving skill sets and expectations of the new generation affects the hiring? So I this evolving skill sets, yeah, all these days what's happening is in the market the skill sets are actually changing in days. So, 2 years back they used to say data analytics, now it's totally into AI. Even in every department, even in HR they say you should be updated to HRIS. Now we have SAP tools, cloud tools coming up. Even every organization is having their own built AI tools that are coming up. Everything is getting interchanged these days, and it's becoming a new generation people to. It's very difficult for them for hiring. So what I could suggest you is, for every skill that the updated skills, you will have a basic skill already available, which is actually easily available where everyone can learn. So make yourself learn such basic skills. See, we don't expect you to have 100% knowledge on the skill that we are actually looking for. If you know the basic, that's completely fine. We are okay to add your knowledge, we are okay to give you training, we are completely okay. But without knowing the basic and learning someone, teaching someone from the scratch is different, and learning someone who knows the basic and teaching them and upskilling themselves is bit easier than teaching someone from the scratch. So always be strong in your basics. This we learn it from our 10th standard as well, right? Even competitive exams, they say that if you're strong in your basics, you can crack it. Always be prepared for basics of your skills, and later upskilling it can be in your company or it can be yourself. But if you're strong in your basics, you are completely fine, and you can actually, you see that none of the interviews in that you'll never face a question on deep knowledge, unless until if that role requires really a niche role, a specific designation, only we will be going to ask you a deep level knowledge. But most of the questions would be based on your basic skills, so be prepared with your basic skills. Okay. I guess that answered. Yes, I guess that answered your question, Akash. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Thank you once more for participating in today's webinar. You can reach us by phone or email. If you have any more questions, we are pleased to offer you further assistance in chat, post links to our YouTube channel and other social media accounts. So
Yes,
do
thank you for joining, and thank you, STEM team, like whoever actually helped me to have this session here. I'm happy to interact you guys, and always happy to connect in the future as well. And thank you everyone for joining and making this huge interactive and successful session. Thank you.